if I didn't know everything I know and I wasn't answering the question for you, I was just talking to a younger version of myself, I would have been like, skip that, skip that, skip that, focus on this right now. If I could rebuild my buy box, knowing what I know now, what would be my first step? Knowing what I know now, no, I would not do the same thing I did. I would stay in one city on single family, and I'd get really good in that one city on single family, and I'd never go to another market for single family, no matter how good the deal was. That would be my first thing. Okay, so first thing I would have done is I would have selected a market that is growing. That's number one. A lot of people will be in markets that are not growing. Their population's not growing. Yuma is growing, so I would buy in Yuma. But a lot of people will go in like West Virginia. There's people buying rental properties in West Virginia, and I'm like, what are you doing? The population of West Virginia as a whole entire state went down 140,000 people in 2025. Is that a state that I want to own rental property in? No, because those are the places we drove around a lot of cities. The city with the most vacant houses and properties, St. Louis, Missouri. 9,000 buildings downtown are vacant, 9,000. People are leaving, right? The government doesn't incentivize, you guys have some right down here, not a lot. Your downtown is actually really cute, but there's a couple of empty buildings there. You should be paying attention to that kind of stuff and going, ah. So number one thing is I would choose a growing market. So if you guys are in, let's see, Dave, you're in the Kenai Peninsula. You are not buying single family homes there. You have a service-based business that is attached to real estate. It's very different. D-Rock, you're in Vegas. That's an incredible market. Anybody in here in a different market? San Diego, growing market. Yes, what market? San Diego, great growing market. Yes.
Atlanta.
Oh, greatest market in the country. Yes, sir.
Imperial County.
Okay, nobody's heard of that, so that's a bad market. Is Imperial County like...
50 miles from here.
Is it growing or slowing?
It's growing.
Okay, it's growing. Cool. Okay, cool. So that's kind of nice too. But also, is no competition a good thing, Jamil?
I mean, you can be the king shit of Turd Island.
He says you could be the king of Turd Island, which means no competition is usually not a great thing for like long-term success.
You're gonna get not a lot of activity, unfortunately.
Yeah. So number one thing is go in a growing city. And I would make sure that the city is growing 0.8% every single year. How can I find that data? Census Bureau. It's for free. It's incredible. That's my first thing I would do. Number two, I would have optimized for cash flow and affordability. What I did is I did not do that. I thought I was optimizing for cash flow, and I was, but I was also optimizing for cash flow with Airbnb. And I didn't know that Airbnb at the time was like on its rise, and that Marriott and the Hyatt Group were going to spend billions of dollars to basically ban Airbnb in 15 markets that I was in. I had 75 Airbnbs at my height. I have 0 Airbnbs now. That's how big of a deal Marriott and Hyatt went after those markets. Atlanta, Georgia, outlawed Airbnb. Vegas, outlawed Airbnb. Think about that. Vegas outlawed Airbnbs. Atlanta, Georgia, you have to have a license for one Airbnb is what you're allowed. I had 30 something of my Airbnbs in Atlanta, Georgia. Overnight, I lost all my Airbnbs. So why would I optimize for affordability? Is affordability ever going to go away? No. So now knowing what I know now, I would have focused affordability with conjunction on co-living specifically. My number 3 thing is I would have put a limit on my single family, and I would have understood that single family was elementary school and that at some point you're supposed to graduate to junior high. Like when you buy 285 single family homes, that's like going to 6th grade 50 times over. Like what did I learn on my 40th single family rental that I didn't learn on my 39th? And what did I learn on my 100th that I didn't learn on my 2nd? You know what I'm saying? It's basically the same lessons over and over and over. And what's the number one thing that will make your day better? You have a bad day and one thing shows progress in your life, everything is perfect. And so human beings crave progress in their personal lives more than anything else. And so I would have upgraded Okay, I would have limited my single family to probably 25 in one market, and I would have stopped. And what I would have done is if deals continue to come to me, then I would do them, but I would stop looking for those deals, if that made sense. And I would pull my focus off of looking for single family, and I would have pulled that focus and attached it to something larger, maybe mid-sized multifamily. Right, my next stage that I would go into, 12 to, let's say, 50 units. And guess what my tenants would be? Affordable, co-living, things like Jamil, Section 8, Continuum of Care, those types of tenants. I already have the relationships. I just need to go into larger unit types, if that makes sense. And then number 5, for me, jumped into RV parks and mobile home parks. Probably same time as I did these. But I'm answering this question for you. If I know what I know now, I would not own one single family house, knowing what I know now. I also, what I did very stupidly, and I think what Jimmy's doing really intelligently, is that Jimmy has an existing cash flowing business. I had an existing cash flowing business. If you have a 9-to-5 job, you have an existing cash flowing business. It's just called a 9-to-5. That's the name of your cash flowing business. It's called 9-to-5 Enterprises. Okay, it pays your bills. It takes the stress off your back. And if it was me, back when I was a contractor, I would have probably done wholesaling like I did. I did it for 6 years, almost 8. I would have done wholesale for a year and a half, 2 years. I think Jamil probably feels the same way. He did 7,000 wholesale deals in his life. What did he learn on the 7,000th deal he didn't learn on the 500th? You know what I'm saying? And now him and his sister are building a really big portfolio on co-living. I wish when I was a contractor, instead of me getting rid of my construction company, I would have been using my side time, not on wholesaling. I wish I used my side time on buying RV parks. And the reason being is because you get one RV park. We have now a dozen, but I have 6 in contract. So I'll have 18 here in the next couple of months. By the end of the year, I'll have 30. My average RV park prints in my pocket 15 grand a month. So how many single family homes do I have to have 15 grand take home? Probably 8 to 10. I would have rather just done one more mobile home park or one more RV park, if that makes sense. And so if I didn't know everything I know and I wasn't answering the question for you, I was just talking to a younger version of myself, I would have been like, skip that, skip that, skip that, focus on this right now, and just go get one. And then go do more and go build a team. And I would have skipped to 5 probably. And then what I would have done is I wouldn't quit my job. This is where a lot of people will quit their job. Most people go, oh my gosh, I could quit my job now. I wouldn't quit my job. I would hire a director of operations. I would hire an ops director, and I would go get a second one and a third one, and then I would quit my job. Does that make sense? Any questions?